Ever heard the buzz about ByteDance's new AI, Omnihuman?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This groundbreaking tech can turn a single photo into a fully animated deep fake, and it's raising eyebrows everywhere. Most people think deep fakes are either easy to spot or too clumsy to really fool us. But here's the twist. Omnihuman's ultra-realistic animations are so convincing that it might shatter our sense of what's real and what isn't. In this video, I'll show you exactly how Omnihuman works, the shocking ways it could reshape everything from entertainment to politics, and how to stay one step ahead of its mind-bending capabilities. I've been following AI breakthroughs for years, and trust me, you won't believe how fast Omnihuman is pushing the boundaries. So let's dive in, because you need to see this to believe it. Omnihuman was just released, and it's already making waves across the internet. But that might be only the tip of the iceberg. Imagine an AI so advanced it can transform a single snapshot into a living, breathing figure. That's precisely what ByteDance has introduced with their jaw-dropping project, Omnihuman. You might have heard about deep fakes before, but this invention has tech watchers around the globe stunned and a little concerned. You're about to discover why it's generating so much buzz and what it could mean for the future of content creation, entertainment, and beyond.
That's typically how the bullshit goes, you feel me?
The unveiling of Omnihuman. ByteDance, the company behind the phenomenon known as TikTok, is no stranger to controversy or innovation. They've made headlines for redefining how we share short-form videos. But with Omnihuman, ByteDance is delving into an entirely new world of AI-driven possibilities. At its core, Omnihuman is an AI that can produce full-body deep fakes from just one static image. Think about that for a moment. A single photograph can become a living avatar, singing, dancing, and gesturing in a remarkably lifelike way. It's a quantum leap from older software that required loads of reference images or ended up creating puppet-like imitations. By harnessing ByteDance's massive user-generated content library, Omnihuman has been trained to capture every subtle detail of human movement. From face twitches to the way someone might shift their weight from one foot to the other, Omnihuman can replicate it all. If you're wondering how it works, it boils down to data, and plenty of it. ByteDance reportedly fed Omnihuman thousands upon thousands of hours of footage, letting the AI study human expression until it learned to think, at least visually, like a living person. This background forms the bedrock of everything Omnihuman does, and it paves the way for some astonishing digital illusions. Yet as you'll see, these breakthroughs can be a double-edged sword. But don't think the story ends here. There's so much more beneath the surface of Omnihuman's capabilities and the questions it raises. Mind-blowing capabilities. Perhaps the most surreal feature of Omnihuman is its ability to animate an entire body accurately from a lone picture. Traditional deep fake apps typically focus on swapping faces or overlaying lips to match dialogue. Omnihuman, however, simulates realistic poses, gestures, and even stylized movements, like strumming a guitar or delivering a passionate speech, all while syncing them to an audio track. If you have a still photo of someone's face and a snippet of recorded voice, the AI merges the two into one seamless performance. This level of sophistication comes from what ByteDance calls OmniConditions. It's their proprietary method of feeding the system multiple types of information at once, like text prompts, body poses, or vocal intonations, to produce more nuanced results. Users don't need specialized cameras or elaborate 3D scans. All it takes is a single snapshot, plus the audio or textual instructions that you want the final avatar to use. Rumor has it that the training data includes everything from people dancing on TikTok to clips of old broadcasts. In other words, Omnihuman's repertoire isn't limited to modern styles. It can handle black and white historical figures, futuristic pop stars, and everyday individuals in workout attire. The system interprets each scenario, learning how the subject might move or behave. That learning is so profound, it can fool casual observers, and even some advanced detection software can struggle to spot the illusions. Still, you might be asking, if it's that powerful, how does it affect our concept of what's real? We'll get to the controversies soon enough. When fiction becomes reality. Seeing a single photo suddenly spring to life is mesmerizing, almost magical. Picture a historical figure like Albert Einstein appearing to lecture on modern quantum computing, or a long-deceased musician suddenly performing a brand new track, strumming and singing with uncanny precision. That's exactly the kind of scenario Omnihuman is making possible. ByteDance has teased examples where famous personalities from the past seem to speak fluently on topics that emerged long after their time. In one demonstration, a silent film star roams a modern set, interacting with 21st century props as if it's the most natural thing in the world. The lines between truth and illusion begin to blur here, and it's no surprise that many who've seen these demos have described the experience as borderline eerie. There's also a more whimsical side. Some early showcases include comedic sketches, musical parodies, and imaginative mashups of celebrities who never met in real life. From an artistic point of view, the creative possibilities seem boundless. We could be on the verge of a new era of storytelling where fictional characters truly come alive in ways that extend beyond animation or CGI. But like any thrilling development, the flip side demands attention. The very realism that makes Omnihuman so entrancing also raises alarms about potential misuse, which leads us straight into our next discussion.
No! God, please, no! No!
Controversies and alarming real-world incidents. Deepfakes aren't entirely new, yet Omnihuman elevates them to an unprecedented level of realism. With that heightened capability comes a new wave of real-world dilemmas. There have already been unsettling cases where AI-driven videos played a role in fraud, political manipulation, and social discord. In some countries, political factions allegedly used deepfakes to impersonate officials on election day. These synthetic endorsements manipulated voters who were unaware that the footage wasn't genuine. In another instance, scammers produced realistic-looking videos of celebrities promoting dubious investments. If a well-known figure appears to guarantee massive returns in a lifelike video, it's easy for unsuspecting viewers to fall prey to these schemes. As the tech behind deepfakes grows more advanced, so does the potential for widespread misinformation. Picture a scenario where a government leader is falsely shown declaring war or announcing a major policy shift. Even if the deception is exposed a short while later, the damage to public perception could be substantial. This is the kind of concern Omnihuman sparks, given how convincingly it can replicate human motion and speech patterns. So, if you're questioning how authorities are responding, you're not alone. The next section plunges into the legal and ethical landscape, where lines are blurring almost as fast as this technology is advancing. The legal and ethical dilemma. Around the globe, lawmakers and regulators are racing to keep up with AI's rapid evolution, particularly when it comes to deepfakes. Multiple jurisdictions have proposed legislation or already enacted laws that penalize the malicious use of deepfake technology. Some of these regulations aim to criminalize deceptive impersonations of politicians close to election periods, while others address fraudulent activities in finance and commerce. Despite these efforts, the sheer speed at which tools like Omnihuman develop often outpaces the legal apparatus. Experts point out that once a model like this is demonstrated, open-source versions or illicit copies aren't far behind. Forcing bans or imposing fines might curtail public usage, but it rarely stops bad actors from deploying the tech for nefarious objectives. Researchers and watchdog groups are calling for more transparency. They argue that advanced AI developers should either watermark their outputs or include cryptographic tags, so deepfakes can be flagged automatically. Yet implementing such standards on a global scale is no small task. Cooperation between big tech companies, governments, and research institutions is crucial. The dilemma extends beyond just legislation. Even if laws exist, the challenge of detecting sophisticated deepfakes remains. As you'll learn next, the conversation isn't all doom and gloom. There are indeed positive ways to use Omnihuman, but we can't overlook the complexities. Potential for good. Despite these concerns, Omnihuman and similar AI models aren't inherently problematic. Like many groundbreaking technologies, whether they turn dangerous largely depends on their application. In an educational setting, imagine a virtual classroom, where historical icons come alive to give lectures, helping students grasp complex concepts more readily. Museums could exhibit immersive installations featuring long-gone figures, narrating personal stories, or describing their impact on history. Entertainment and content creation could also see a renaissance of innovation. Musicians might collaborate with digital avatars of legendary stars in ways once relegated to science fiction. The film industry could resurrect characters, bridging narrative gaps, or exploring alternate plotlines. ByteDance, owning TikTok, might introduce advanced AI filters or avatar features, enabling even casual creators to produce premium content without needing massive budgets. Outside the realm of arts and media, business presentations and training modules could benefit from AI avatars that demonstrate procedures or interact with employees in various languages. Nonprofit organizations might bring attention to pressing global issues by generating videos that move hearts and minds more vividly than static images ever could. Before you get too excited, remember that the line between beneficial and harmful usage can be wafer thin. That's why most experts stress the importance of responsible development alongside any leaps in capability. Expert opinions and future outlook reactions from the AI community range from amazement to apprehension. Some researchers see Omnihuman as a catalyst for an entirely new class of generative technologies. They talk about how this might feed into advanced robotics, hyper-realistic virtual reality, and interactive simulations that blur the boundaries between digital and physical realms. In the near future, we might see widespread adoption of AI-driven digital clones, each custom-built for tasks like sales, therapy, or even companionship. Conversely, a subset of experts warn of the increasing difficulty in discerning what's genuine. As the line between fabricated and authentic continues to fade, societies could face unprecedented challenges. The worry is that widespread use of tools like Omnihuman could severely strain trust among individuals, corporations, and governments. That, in turn, might lead to new waves of doubt and skepticism. Nobody wants to be duped by an incredibly convincing imitation. Rumors also indicate that other tech giants, Google, Meta, Microsoft, are fast-tracking their own versions of similar technology. The prospect of all these corporations racing to perfect deep fake models raises the stakes further. Some believe that within a year or two, we might see an online landscape flooded with AI-generated content that's nearly indistinguishable from the real thing. How will that shape our collective future? It could usher in an era of boundless creativity, where limitations on imagination and storytelling evaporate. Or it could plunge us deeper into a maelstrom of fabricated narratives.
In the beginning.
Still just the beginning. After exploring the cutting-edge capabilities, thrilling possibilities, and looming controversies surrounding Omnihuman, one conclusion seems clear. This isn't just another gadget or fleeting trend. It represents a seismic shift in how humans can manipulate and interact with digital realities. The promise is enormous. Imagine globally accessible education, mesmerizing art forms, and breakthroughs in entertainment we can hardly conceive of today. But for every exciting scenario, there's an equally unsettling potential for harm. Whether it's tricking the public, defaming individuals, or orchestrating large-scale misinformation. So the ultimate question remains, will Omnihuman spark a creative renaissance, or will it open a Pandora's box of chaos and deception? The answer hinges on how responsibly we choose to wield this power. As new announcements and updates emerge from ByteDance or other contenders, keep your eyes open. We might be living through the dawn of an era where even the most outlandish dreams, or nightmares, can be brought to life with a few clicks. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to share your thoughts. So take a deep breath and see you next time.